Alright guys, this is episode 5 of One Night with Steiny. I just want to let you guys know I appreciate you so much. This has been a dream come true for me. Comment, like, subscribe. This is episode 5 with Autumn Falls. This one's more like an interview. I slowed it down a bit because I was actually going to maybe get into the industry because I definitely qualify. I'm not going to. Listen to this interview, it's great. From now on, I will have a skit every single time. I have Gabe back. He was in Brazil getting his BBL, so he missed this episode. The BBL reveal will be in the episode after this one. The next 2 episodes are fucking crazy.
Like it, though?
So tune in.
Do you
All
like
right,
it?
thanks. All right. Here today with the one and only, one of my personal favorites, Autumn Falls. Autumn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been, I think, 2 years ago we met. So I'm going to tell you because when you came here, you were like, nice to meet you.
Yes.
By
accident.
I'm immediately hurt by that. Because I was like, yo, 2 years ago we met at a Pier Space where you did a shoot with Selena and Lena the Plug.
Yes.
So now you remember.
I remember.
I got there that day and I was like, I had just gone into doing kind of like helping with the OnlyFans stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all new to me. But I remember I was like blown away because when I saw you, I was like, damn, these girls are beautiful in person. Never seen them in person. And then you, Selena, and Lena went and did like a full day shoot, and I was like, damn, this is a real thing. Like, these girls work.
Yeah, we do.
How long have you known like Lena now?
I've known Lena since 2019. We did our first collab back then. That's when like private Snapchat was like a thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And how was that? Good?
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
And so do you remain friends with like a lot of other girls in the industry, or how does that? Is it more business?
I personally feel it's more business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's girls that are friends. I guess for me, I don't know. I don't really get close to girls as much as I would like to.
Mm-hmm. We talked
Yeah.
right before this. You said the ops, but one of my good friends, Bradley Martin, that was the first podcast you ever did. Was you went on Raw Talk?
Yes.
And so I'm curious because now it's like you see Lena, she has her own show, Plug Talk.
Mhm. She does.
And then Skybree, who we were talking about, she's all over podcasts. Why do you think you're so? Are you shy, or why don't you want to do more shows?
I am such a shy girl. I feel like I'm a very quiet person in general. So me talking and opening myself up is like super new to me.
And so this is the second pod you ever done?
Ever. Yeah.
Let's fucking go, baby. Honestly, if this was launched before Brad's too, if I was up and rolling, you'd probably come on this before Brad's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
We're perfect.
We're good.
So how are you 22?
Yeah, I'm 22 now.
When did you get into the industry? How did the first, like, your first, I guess, video or whatever start?
So I would say I got into the industry when I was 18, 2 months after I turned 18. It was something that I was like planning on doing for a while. So I started out like webcamming for the first 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got the opportunity to shoot in Florida. And then after Florida,
It just kind of
LA.
took off?
Yeah, it took off.
What made you decide, like, hey, like, I want to try this? Was it, like, money, or was it just, like, I'm comfortable with myself, my body?
Yeah, it was never about money because I didn't think I was going to make, a lot of money. I didn't think about money at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I did really well. I remember it was my first 2 weeks of camming, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this like, this is how, like, this is what I can do, like,
Yeah.
and make a living out of it.
Mhm.
So
This is a random story, but
yeah.
I hooked up with this girl a year and a half ago in Arizona, and she was like, we'd hooked up a couple times. She's like, do you know what I do for a living? And I was like, no, I have no idea. And she's like, I'm a webcam girl. And I was like, oh, really? So you can make a full living off just webcam stuff?
Yeah, I feel like you can. I feel like the first 2 weeks of webcamming, I made $15,000, and I was
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, and it was right before school because I was going into my senior year of high school.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Where do you go for the webcam stuff? Is that a site, or you just subscribe?
It's a site. I won't name the site because I forgot what it was called. But Yeah, I did that in my bedroom.
Nice. And then so I mean, obviously this is probably something you have been asked before, but you said you're a senior in high school. Does that worry you? Like, my face and everything, people are just gonna like know who I am now?
No, I was ready for it. I was so comfortable in my body already. I've always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
I developed very early.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very confident in myself naturally. So if I knew that if I was going to get into any like sex work, I knew that I was going to be confident no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that like family, friends, like people who like even worked at my school, I knew they were going to find out no matter what. So
Did you
I just
continue
not
school?
cared. Yeah, I did. I did continue.
Okay. So did people like start to, one day you're walking down the hall and people are looking at you different, or?
So it was very early on. From what I was told, a girl was talking about me in class, and that's when the teacher found out what I was doing.
Okay.
So basically,
and the girl was talking shit?
She was just I don't think it was just maybe gossiping about me.
Okay, well, I don't appreciate that from that girl.
I know, but she helped me
I hope she
a lot.
watches this, and I don't fuck with you at all.
How did she like find the video though?
How did she? Well, I was also promoting it on my Instagram. Like I would be on my Instagram stories and.
So you totally did go for it.
Yeah, I just went for it. I was, talking on my Instagram saying, hey, like I'm gonna go on live. I'm gonna.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go on live on webcam right now. Like click the link. Come see me. So I was already like promoting myself. So, like girls who followed me on Instagram knew.
And did you have like followers at that point, or were you low?
I think back then I was probably just naturally without anything, I would say 3,000.
Okay, so that's pretty low.
Yeah, pretty low. But that was just like me in high school. So, like,
so what happens
crazy.
when the teacher found out? Did she talk to you?
Yeah, so basically the teacher talked to the principal, and
what?
The principal like ended up making like this whole meeting
with you involved?
Yeah, so it was like the principal, me, the guidance counselor, and my mom on the phone. And my mom already knew at this point though. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just curious, like whatever you're doing is perfectly legal. Are they like saying what are they saying at that point?
So yeah, they were basically saying that I cannot be in the school while doing this type of work. So even though I'm 18 and legal, a lot of the kids in school are under 18.
Yeah.
So I was 18. The kids in my school were not. So it's not appropriate either way. So the principal made like this type of agreement where I continue online school, and I had like 3 classes left. So it was very special for me because no kids in my school did online. So
wow. Well, yeah. You gotta show them love. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's having your back right there.
Yeah, I was really nervous about that conversation because I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So my mom had my back. She wasn't happy at what I was doing, but she knew that I was gonna like do what I wanted to do. So.
And where did you grow up? What state is this in?
Yeah, so I grew up in Manhattan.
In New York?
Yeah, I grew up in New York.
Oh, shit.
And then the last 2 years of high school, I was in Connecticut. Okay. My mom ended up getting a house there.
Got it.
But
so yeah, you continue school, you finish online, and then where does it go from there? Like, do people when you're a webcam, do they like do producers or whatever, or people at a brand start to reach out to you, or how does that go down?
So basically, I only did webcamming for like that short period of time. So as soon as I went to online school, that's when I found my agent in the adult industry. And after that, I flew out to Florida.
Nice. And
that's when I started to like start my career in that.
Can we talk about what your first gig was?
Yeah, my first gig. It was Brazzers. It was a girl scene.
Nice.
And
everyone knows Brazzers, obviously.
Everyone knows Brazzers. And yeah, and then after that, I started getting booked. Like, I was working probably 5 to 6 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and most of it was like shooting with like, they call it like boy girl, like shooting with like a girl, and a guy and a girl, so that's like
Sure. Two
Yeah.
things. Can I ask about that first bag from Brazzers?
yeah. So my first scene for a girl, a standard new girl rate, I believe it was $800.
$800?
Yeah, in 2018.
Damn, that
Yeah.
seems cheap to me. I
It
guess
is.
you're like a rookie at that point.
Yeah, so it was pretty cheap. Honestly, like if it
It-
was different now, if I was a new girl now and had a lot of followers, and it would be
Mhm.
different. But since I was new and
So do you just do the scene? Like, do they expect you to promote it on your own and stuff like that, or you just do the scene? You're out of there. You get your 800. That's it.
yeah, so basically I go in, hair and makeup, sign paperwork, shoot the scene, and then leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, did you prefer or did you request like girl? Or that was the first, like they offer that and you're like, you either take it or you don't.
Yeah, so basically I just got booked. So my agent just booked me for whatever company, for whatever like companies were like interested in booking me for.
Mm-hmm.
So it just so happened to be I was booked for a girl.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you were cool with like, had you had experience with that before? You were just like, yeah, like, was that a new thing?
It was my first ever
Really?
experience.
The first one
Yeah.
ever and it's filmed with Brazzers?
Yes. Yeah.
Damn, were you nervous or you were just, fuck it, let's go with it?
I was so nervous, but then also I feel like back then I was very open. I was just ready to explore
Nice.
and explore my sexuality.
Good for you. And
Yeah.
you said that after that it was like 5 to 6 days a week?
Yeah, I was shooting a lot in very small amount of time.
I know that
Yeah.
sounded at first it was like I was like, damn, that's a lot, but like I'm also probably like sexually active 5 to 6 days a week. Like,
Yeah, if
Like-
I showed you I feel like I still have it on my laptop, but if I showed you, I had all the days I was booked for and the days I did shoot, and it was like within 6 months it was almost 100 scenes, and that's almost like every day like fucking someone. Like it
Well-
was a lot on my body.
okay, but was it any like people coming back or was it new people?
It was a lot of it was the same people, and then some were new.
So what do
Yeah.
you think like different amount of people in that 6 months? Because I'm like kind of competing with you right now. Because I probably
Yeah.
like last 6 months probably like 50, 75
Cap.
bodies. Do you think it was more like than that?
I don't remember. I feel like I have to look, but a lot of the male talent, it's always the same people. So there's not a lot of like new people in the
That makes
industry.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at about the same.
Yeah, I think we're at the
I gotta get
same.
paid to do this shit. That's the difference. I do this shit for free. So when I met you 2 years ago, you were like popping at that point. I remember I was talking to Selena and I was like, yo, this, and I think I had heard of you from Riley Reed.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was Riley Reed, and we just stumbled upon you. And that was 2 years ago, and I was like, yo, this Autumn is popping. She like we got to do a collab with her. And so when did it like? What was the big breaking day where things just took off?
I feel like. Do you mean on social media? Because I
Just
feel
like in general, because you won the
general?
award that year too, right?
no, I didn't. I won awards. I believe in 2020. That's when I won I won a few awards. So it was mostly in 2020, I believe. And then I met you in 2021.
Mhm.
So it was like a year afterwards.
Okay.
But I feel like I started, becoming more popular. It also was because I was shooting for like, big companies,
Yeah.
which brought my followers on social media.
hmm
But then also, when I did a collab with like Lana Rhodes,
Yeah.
back in, I believe it was like 2019, that also like grew my social media and collaborating with other girls too.
Was the Lana Rhodes, was that a social media collab or you guys did a scene together?
We did content for OnlyFans.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I want to ask you now.
I mean, sorry, Snapchat. That's when Snapchat was popular.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
so wild.
It's a long time ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now Snapchat's like the new thing. Are you
No,
on Snapchat?
No, Snapchat was like the old thing.
No, but I mean like
Yeah.
now to be more public, you like people make so much money just from like
Really?
vlogging their shit. Yeah, it's like the new thing. I swear.
Oh, I don't have Snapchat anymore. It got deleted.
Yeah, well your
But
shit would
I'm
trust me,
missing
be
out.
crazy.
Yeah.
So now you're obviously very successful. You've been doing this for a while. How do you balance, or how does it work now with like when you focus on OnlyFans as opposed to like being on a site?
So before the pandemic, Brazzers offered me a contract deal.
Exclusive? Whoa.
An exclusive contract deal where I shoot this amount of scenes, I get paid this amount, and I did commit to that. But then since COVID happened, that contract fell through, which I'm kind of happy about.
Sure you are.
Yeah, because that's when OnlyFans started to get like poppin'. So I took more time to focus on that.
Got it.
Yeah, but only the Brazzers was it was like a good deal. But I personally just thought OnlyFans was better.
What is it about Brazzers that is so like, why does that have such a draw to people? It's because they get the best looking girls. Like, what is it? It's really high production.
I feel like
everyone thinks Brazzers and they think that's top dog.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's the place where everyone knows who Brazzers are, and like probably that's one of the sites that people go to. You probably see it a lot on Pornhub.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there any scenes where they like, you just were like, yo, I don't want to do this one, or?
Yeah, I mean, there was times where I was like, ugh,
can you talk about a specific or no?
Let's see.
Where you're just like, yo, holy fuck, I'm out on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this on like on another YouTube channel before.
What the fuck? Whose? I thought we were this is groundbreaking news right here. We're releasing new info on this one.
Okay, new info. I mean, it's a lot of the same thing where it's like, I'm trying to think. I have a lot of experiences, but then I don't want to share it.
Okay, you're good.
Too crazy, but I can, like, this one experience, like, it's happened like 3 times before, so I can say like the same story in a different way. But when the guy just doesn't get hard, and so we're there for like a longer period amount of time. I was 18 and I cried a little. I was like, is it me? Am I the problem?
God. I've gone through that before.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing ever. Like, well, because it can be offensive. Usually I don't have that. Like, I'm good with that. But like, if you drink too much, then that's the problem. Obviously in the porn industry, that's not because of that, right?
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of, you know, either
who the fuck was that guy, by the way?
I don't even remember.
That
it
guy
was a new guy.
That's embarrassing for that guy. Like, I don't know who else he could be banging to like have it work.
Yeah.
But that's like, holy fuck, bro! You got to show up for that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And it was.
Did he get a second chance?
We ended up doing the scene. We ended up like doing the whole thing, but.
Did they take like pills or like?
I don't know what they do. Pills. Some people like take like shots.
Are there still fluffers? Do you know what a fluffer is?
Yeah.
Like someone on set who will get you hard before your scene?
Yeah.
Does that exist?
Scott.
Yeah,
Scott's back there.
to
Spent a lot of time. Yo, dude, can you grab me a Happy Dad? Do you mind?
Not at all.
Thank you. Okay, so we have scenes that. So what? So that's the only time. Like, you just felt like uncomfortable. Like, yo, is it me? You took it personally.
Yeah, and then it'll just make the day much longer, and
Is that guy like sitting there like apologizing? He's probably like, this never happens. Like,
yes,
of course, because then he gets embarrassed.
And I feel like there's other times too, but another time where I just shot so much that I literally I couldn't.
In like one day?
Well, not in one day, but like when I'm, you know, shooting every day, and it's like, imagine just like fucking a guy. I mean, you can't imagine that. I can imagine that, like fucking someone every day, and that's what I was doing. And so it took a toll.
Thank you. On
my body. So I was like, oh, it was very tiring, but I enjoyed it at the same time. So it was fun. I enjoyed it, but then also I did wish I could have managed my schedule more to.
Well, now I have to ask you this: what is the most? Do you know the most amount of days in a row that you've like had scenes or whatever?
The most amount of days in a row was 6.
6 was the most.
And then 1 day off.
And then you go right back into 6?
Yes. Yeah.
And we all know, and you mentioned this to me, you have your boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. How long have you guys been together?
We've been together for 4 years.
Wow. And he's also in the industry, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there any, like, because I always wonder, too, how do you keep it so it's strictly business? Like, is there ever a time, like, on set where somebody, like, maybe there's obviously a line between professional and, like, yo, we're having sex, but how do you make sure, like, there's no emotion involved? And has there ever been a time where, like, someone's, like, getting too emotional and you're like, dude, like, this is a business?
Yeah, I feel like it's all about trust. You know, if you just, I trust him, he trusts me. So I feel like as long as we, like, you know, have that set.
And there's, like,
we're
a
good.
fine line of, like, yo, we both know what we do.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's all.
On our off day, we go to Target, we fucking do our thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask if you've ever worked with the Sin Master, Johnny Sims himself.
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He fucks good.
Yeah, does he?
He's like, yeah.
I honestly don't know what the draw is, because, like, I watch him and, like, maybe, I mean, he's a tall guy, but I don't see, like, what's so special, like, about him.
Just the way he fucks is nice.
Like, he just knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a quick
I would
story. Say. I went to Cabo 2 years ago, and I was actually with Brad.
Okay.
And we had 3 Latina hookers at the place.
Oh. Nice.
And he pussied out, so it was left like they were there. It was left up to me, right? Yeah. I had to handle 3, which was like not in. I could do it, obviously, but after I was done, like they started calling me Steiny Sins. I'm not even kidding you.
You fucked 3 girls.
Three and I felt like I had no choice. Like I was starting to get nervous. Like when you were talking about your first gig, that's how I kind of felt. I was like, yo, like bro, you gotta man the fuck up and you gotta go in there and you gotta handle this. And
I'm sure you handled it like a champ.
I did, I swear. And they were calling me
Cap.
Steiny Sins. That was my name. Like the hotel guy, like the fucking bellman dapped me up and was like, yo, I heard about that. So it was cool. Like I felt like the man.
Nice.
But yeah, and also I like after that I thought about kind of like getting into the industry.
Oh.
Why is that funny?
You have a tiny penis, Seth.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, there was like a casting.
Okay.
And it was like little bitch comes home to stepmother, she seduces him, and they cast me for it.
Okay.
I was gonna do it, but I didn't feel comfortable with like being called a little bitch. I was like, yo, can we change that to like little brother or something? But they were like, you have to be little bitch.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, don't do it.
No. So I came back and they were like talking to that, and now I'm gonna ask you because I don't know if it was like they didn't want to cast me, but like is there like a like fine line between like what like size like you
like
have
what?
to be to make sure you get the gig?
No, I honestly don't know, but I feel like all the guys I shot with, they're pretty average or above average.
That's what I'm saying. Like I did like all the equations. There's like equations. Do you know that?
No.
There's like width times angle times angle of the tip, and I met all the criteria.
Yeah, so you're good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like you do see these guys on sites, and you're like, holy shit, I can't compete with that.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's how you use it.
You would probably be good like on OnlyFans then. You don't have to work for companies. Work for yourself.
Oh, it's not the same though. I want to be wanted by a brand. Dude, brands get like obviously they're like we've seen Brazzers. There's fucking new biofilms.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised you. I feel like it's a company no one knows.
Shit, that's not good for me. But yeah, no,
I shot with them like a few times.
I knew that. I did my research. I don't know who they are besides that. But does it get like competitive? Like Brazzers like, yo, we need Autumn. New biofilms like, yo, we need Autumn.
No, I feel like it's pretty simple. My agent, at the time, he did all the bookings, so it wasn't a matter of like we need her for this, but we need her for that day too. So it was never like that. It was whatever they like, whatever openings I had, they were they just took.
What do you think now that you're one of the top names, obviously? Is there like a ranking? There's a ranking, right?
Yeah, there's a ranking on Pornhub.
Do you know your current rank? It should be fucking top 3 for sure.
I was I haven't checked recently, but definitely top. Yeah.
Do girls get like competitive about that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Never had
I feel
like
girls can be competitive about that naturally, but I don't know anyone who like thinks about it all the time.
Sure. Have you ever had a situation where there was a collab and it seems like honestly everyone pretty much is very like knows the assignment, like this is what we're here to do, but has there ever been an issue where there's like a jealousy thing or like
Oh yeah, I've heard stories about like, how, you know, girls can complain about not having enough screen time.
really
Yeah, like when fucking a guy, they want more screen time.
when it's one-on-one or when there's two and
When there's
one?
when there's like two girls or more than one girl, like I've heard girls complain about that, and
Oh,
they want
shit.
their time on camera.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean that's definitely something to get jealous over.
Yeah, I mean, I guess girls can be jealous in that way, but I never really, when shooting, I never really felt like that. I feel like I've done a lot of scenes where it's just me and the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then now I do OnlyFans content where I shoot with a girl and, a guy. And I feel like it's equally, like, you just have to, like, share the cock the same.
Yeah, that's got to be calculated though.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever be like, yo, you're up, or like it's just like in your
it
head?
just naturally happens. I'm like, go girl,
Oh,
take
shit.
it. Like,
That's good as long as it
Yeah.
works out. There's no fucking arguing or whatever.
no, yeah.
What do you think now? So, you've done like your pinnacle, right? Or you're still growing, but like I'd say, is it fair to say you're in your prime right now?
I can't even tell. I feel like I am in my prime, especially like with my age. I'm
It's
young.
crazy. You're only
still.
22. You got a lot of many years.
I have many years of growing and becoming like the full version of myself. So
Is there like an ultimate goal you want to get to?
I feel like I would love to just keep growing. Being on social media more.
Doing more podcasts?
Doing more podcasts, talking.
Maybe you do more
to
like
you.
TikTok and more Instagram, like
Yeah, exactly.
selfie videos.
Yeah, should I?
I think you
Yeah.
should. I don't know why
Because
you're
you see
not.
my Instagram, so do you have anything?
Okay,
that I
so
should
let's
do?
talk two things now in regards to your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I started following you, and
Yeah.
then you opened my DM, you followed me back, and immediately, every single day of my life, I get tagged in 5 fucking comments that say, Steiny's now with Autumn Falls. I took a picture on the jet with this chick that was straddling me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I was totally cool with it, but this guy's like, yo, that's Autumn Falls. And I was like, dude, no, it's fucking not. And I thought you were going to see that and be like, this kid's a weirdo. He's fucking saying that was me. And I was like, yo, it's not. And then I look at my stories and I have 15 tag stories that also tag you. It just says Autumn Falls Steiny, and I'm like, what? Like, what is going on?
Are you trying to manifest this, Aaron?
No, there's some, like, I don't know if that's a stalker or, like, what the fuck is going on?
It's this crazy internet troll that has been trolling me for 3 years.
He's definitely watching this, which is
He's definitely
creepy.
watching this. So if you're watching,
Please, less tags and just, it's not, is it going to happen? Probably
leave
not.
me alone.
Does
That's
that
it.
does that
Leave me
ever
alone.
scare you or be like, yo, what the fuck?
It doesn't scare me because this person like doesn't, know where I live or anything. So it's not a stalker. It's just a very annoying troll. So this person can troll you and say
He
all
fucking
this-
trolls me now.
I
Your
know,
trolls
I
are coming to
feel-
me now.
I feel so bad.
Where's-
I feel so bad.
I'll drop my address and I'll take care of it for both of us. Would
Thank
you
you.
appreciate that or not?
I would. If you can fix
This guy's
that.
it's fucking Scotty back there. Maybe he's sick fuck. No, but I was just like, damn. Like, is that ever like a worry? Because there are people, I think, guys out there that do get like obsessed with porn and they fall in love with porn stars. Like, is that ever like a scary thing where you're like, holy shit, I gotta watch my 6?
Honestly, yeah, there has been times where I, think about that. But then also since I'm such a homebody, I'm like in like the comfort of my own home. But I did have experiences where people, act very, weird towards me or, very
And that's just
uncomfortable.
shitty, right?
Yeah, super shitty. But I'm the sweetest person, so if someone were to come up to me and wanted to talk,
No, you're
would be really
incredibly.
nice.
I'm gonna have your back too, because I've met you now twice, and both times you've been the sweetest person. Like,
Thank
actually been
you.
like blown away. Like, wow, Autumn is so cool. Like me and Selena talked about it too. They're like, damn, like she's such a good person.
Thanks.
What are you doing after this?
I'm doing nothing.
I'm getting a drink. If no, what the hell? I'm kidding.
I'm down.
No, yeah, no, you're not. It's
Are
all
you
good.
taking me out? No,
I would, but yeah, no, I would 100%. So let's talk about the one. There's like this is probably thought about, right? Like, when do you want to, like, let's say you want to have a family or you don't want to do this anymore? Is that like a
Yeah.
thought in your head, or do you just focus on right now?
I feel like I've always had thoughts like that in my head, but I feel like doing social media, doing like OnlyFans is always gonna like be there for me. So I feel like that's always something I'm gonna keep doing. I see myself doing, at least
For a while.
for a while, until there's like something different. But I can see myself doing. I love doing social media and
Sure.
Making my own content, and yeah, so I don't see it changing.
Yeah.
I have a question from the booth. Can I fire a question in?
Yeah.
My question is, you're doing your scenes or whatever, and you go for like 40 minutes. When you're off camera, what is like the optimal time to have sex for?
Great question.
I would say a good amount of time. I feel like
Like off camera, just for you.
off
What's
camera
your
for
time?
me, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I feel like that's good.
You think
I
you
would
can put that
also-
work
That's
in there?
actually
I don't
like
know.
light work.
I
So-
wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to have sex for like an hour.
Right.
No,
Because
that's
I'd rather
light
have
work.
like, multiple rounds and like short, like a good amount of time and like
What's the longest session you think you ever had?
5.
Where you were just like 5 hours?
No,
Oh.
5 rounds, like 5 like
5
of
rounds?
sex
But
in
that
the-
was
in the same
that
day.
was scenes or with the boyfriend?
In my personal life.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. That's
So-
that's not
Five's
crazy.
kind of
That's
low.
not crazy, but it's like, imagine just like fucking, like just even without the guy coming. Just so if that's like 5 hours and the guy coming only once, like that's too
Jesus.
much.
Yeah.
But if it's like a little like here, a little bit of there, like
This is a
spread out.
okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So off of that, this is like something I'll talk about. I'm not gonna say names because they'll be fucking buried right now. But going off some stuff I'm shooting the shit with my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a year, let's say you've been with a girl for a year, right?
Okay.
Naturally, with any person, the sex can get old.
Mm.
What do you have to do if you're at that year and a half, 2 years to just fucking make it interesting again? Like, what's the best advice for that? Because that's a problem.
I know. I feel like people can struggle with that, but I honestly feel like changing up the location. Don't just fuck in your bedroom all the time. Like, get a little wild. Like,
Location over outfit?
yeah, like location. Like, wear some sexy like clothes. I don't know. Like,
Is there any crazy role play you've ever done? Like, have you ever done like some like movie type shit?
I mean, I can sometimes. I feel like I like like a little schoolgirl.
Oh yeah.
Or
But that's cliche. Like
it's
that's
very cliche, but I like that. I can do that. I also, what else?
What about incorporating toys? Does that help?
Incorporating toys.
easy, Scott. Too
Sorry.
much talking from the booth, but yes, that's a good question.
Toys. I don't really use like toys like in my personal.
I had this
know.
this girl one time. Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Do you know who
I
Peter?
think I did.
have you ever-
I don't know.
Do you know who Peter Pettigrew is?
No, I don't.
He's like transformed into a rat. So like his move is like he's a wizard, right? But he's for Voldemort. But he can transform into a rat.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl wanted me to have a wand and be Peter Pettigrew, and she was like Hermione. And so I was like going like this, like crawling around the room like a rat. And then she would wave her wand, and I'd come into a real person.
That's
and-
Cat.
Cap.
Okay, yeah, that's Cap. Fuck. When does it come to a point too, like you've been with your boyfriend for 4 years, like if there ever was like, yo, let's get married type thing, does this stuff continue or does it stop at
Oh
that
yeah,
point?
of course it continues. I feel like I love the job that I do, and I don't see myself, changing just because I'll get like married or like, anything like that, kids. I see myself, you know, as I said before, doing social media, doing OnlyFans. That's something I feel like I still will do that. I don't see myself being a housewife not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like social media in general and all that is something that is like fun to do.
Is there ever a time too where you guys transform the content to YouTube or something like that? Because we saw like Lana started doing like vlogs with Mike and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more just a personal thing, or do you think there's people that are like, okay, I'm over this, I want to try something different?
I would love to do like, you know, content like YouTube wise with like, you know, with my boyfriend, but that's something we have talked about. But, you know, at the same time, I feel like since he's, you know, he doesn't really care to be like in this like spotlight, or like doesn't care to be like, you know.
Well, girls, I think we can agree on girls, like, especially with your status, like I feel like guys are more into like, yo, I love this girl, and girls are like, they don't really care who the guy is, like, they just watch porn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know this is going on. I know that this is happening. And I hate the one thing that I think is like the worst thing is like a podcaster or like an interviewer can ask is, who's sliding in your DMs? Like, that's so fucking lame, right? But you're obviously, like, you get approached probably by the biggest rappers and athletes in the world, right?
I have.
Like, how do you respond to that? Does any part of you be like, yo, I gotta entertain this? Or do you think in your mind like, wow, this guy's just trying to fuck me one time?
I have thought about that. I'm like, the reason why probably a guy's in my DM is to like, you know, hook up with me. So it's cool, but at the same time it's like they're doing it to like 1,000 other girls. So it doesn't, you know, make me feel special.
Sure, that's what I was gonna say. Does any part of you feel like offensive to that? Like, oh, here we go, so and so's sliding on me, but I'm more than just like a one-time fuck.
Yeah, and also I don't really care as much also. Like I said, I feel like they're always in other girls' DMs. They're probably fucking other girls, and that's like, you know, I don't really care.
Have you ever entertained that or no?
I've never entertained it. Never.
Damn. Do you even open them?
I look at them, and then remember when I told you before that I try to delete all my messages because I just didn't care. So I try to delete all my messages
because they're flooded probably.
Yes, and so like I just didn't care anymore. So I was like, oh, I don't want to see these messages, and then yeah.
Is any part of you ever like feel like more, I guess, not accomplished, but like, damn, like so and so is trying to hit on me now, like this is crazy?
I just think it's like this person knows who I am. That's how I think of it. It's like, oh, they know who I am.
You should respond one time and be like, yo, like we should get a coffee. Or like, yo, we should fucking do a Pilates class.
Yeah.
Like just roll them completely off guard and like maybe take them on like a random date and don't like fuck them.
I should do that.
Like how would they feel after that? Because then they're down like, yo, what the fuck? Like, because they're probably in their head, they're like, oh, if she responds or she comes and meets up with me, like she's down. So throw them off guard one time.
I should.
I think you should.
I think
Ask them to go fucking fly fishing.
I'll let you know how that works.
I want to know. I think you respond and say, yeah, let's go fucking fly fishing in Colorado or Wyoming, and you go fly fishing, and then that's it.
It's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, that's it. Bye. That's it. We'll leave it at that. Scott, I'm about to wrap up. Anything else?
I do. Do you have like a favorite scene or film that you've done so far? That's my Titanic if you're DiCaprio.
He's on DiCaprio's dick, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you really quick, and we probably will take this out, but DiCaprio will sometimes like invite people to go out with him, and Scott will be like the follower, like in the crew. So he actually does hang out with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just so you know. Okay, go ahead.
I would say a favorite scene of mine would have to be like Annie with Marcus Dupree, just because he fucks really good and I enjoy like shooting with him, and and also I'm trying to think of anything else. I feel like That's been pretty good.
This is kind of random and weird, but what about like any guy that has like a weird ass fucking fetish? Like, has there ever been like a weird ass request where you're like, dude, like, what the fuck? Even maybe it's an OnlyFans message that's like, yo, I'm gonna pay you 50 bands to do some weird shit, where you're just like, yo, whoa.
I haven't received crazy shit yet. I feel like I've always have requests for like, you know, feet pics and like doing like, people request like, you know, videos of me wearing like a certain outfit.
That's easy money, no?
It's pretty easy, but I enjoy
Can I ask
Yeah.
what the biggest bag for a feet pic was?
I don't really do feet pics.
You don't?
No.
I was
Why?
gonna.
There's a
I
huge-
wanted to
Don't.
ask like, what makes a hot foot?
Wait, yeah, well, hold on. There's a huge market for that.
I know. I don't really put the time into that, but maybe I
Why?
should.
Why are you hiding your feet?
I know. I love my feet.
Yeah, but
it's really cute feet. I have cute feet.
Fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
there's guys out there that probably pay $2 to $5 grand for one.
I know.
Maybe the big toe even. Is the big toe worth $2 grand?
Maybe. I don't know.
Cut out the rest of the foot and just be, yo, you get a big toe for $2 grand. I guarantee you'll get that.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, I never really like. I've always thought that people like my boobs and like want like. So that's what I always like do, like boob pics and like all other stuff. But the feet, I just never give attention to. I always
That's
give
so
attention
random.
to everything else.
Why do you think that is? It's just like a sacred foot.
I don't know. Guys do request it, and I do like give them, but it's just like it's pretty vague. Where it's like if you see it on my OnlyFans like front page, like I'll like show it a little bit here and there, but it's you can't even see it. Like if I'm doing like a mirror selfie, like you just see it, but I'm not charging people like crazy money for it because I just
It's just not
don't
your
think
thing.
of it.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. But then if someone were to offer like, you know, a good amount of money, of course I would.
Do you have
Yeah.
reoccurring people that
I do.
probably are like
Yeah, I have a really good, strong
fan base?
fan base and supportive, you know, fan base since like the start. And
Yeah.
so it's like they kind of, you know, have been like, you know, with me, you know,
Nice.
throughout this like me doing porn and then me doing, you know, my private Snapchat and OnlyFans and
Fuck yeah. Well, it's good.
Instagram.
I got one more.
Yeah.
One last one. Favorite asset? Like if you're working with a girl, are you ever like, I hope she has big tits, big ass? Is there any preference on the girl you're working with?
I don't have a preference, but the girls who I do shoot with, they either have like nice tits, so we complement each other, like, you know, like photo
Sure.
wise or like doing content wise. But then like, you know, I love girls with like nice asses. 'Cause
Me
it's
too.
just like,
That's my thing
yeah,
too.
you like girls with asses?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I feel like that's not that like the other doesn't matter,
Mhm.
but I do like I prefer that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like ass and tits. But since I have tits,
Does it get
it's nice to
competitive?
see
Like,
girls with
yo,
asses.
my tits are better than yours.
Um,
Like, have you ever had to like be like, yo, like nice fake one? These are real. Fuck you. Not that I know that.
maybe in my head. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't think about that.
Nice. Yeah, no, me
Yeah.
neither. And so, just to clarify, I'm about to wrap it up, but it's angle of the tip times girth plus width.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you're like 6 inches to 8 inches, like you're chilling.
You're chilling.
And it's how you use it in your personality too.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you have it. Autumn Falls, the fucking go. I don't know if you want to plug anything. Follow her on Instagram
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram.
What is it?
At
at Autumn Falls, right?
At Autumn Falls.
With an N, which I was thrown off of.
Yeah.
It's AUTMN.
AUTUMN.
Follow Autumn Falls. She's honestly the GOAT. This is the second time I met her. She's beautiful. She's fucking the coolest, sweetest girl I've ever met, straight up. And then, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe. Next week, we'll have another banger. Appreciate it. Thank you.